video back. The show.
The show to be named later.
And today is a special day because for once, me and Nicholas had to agree.
Had to agree. So you figured it all out beforehand. We are doing the top 20 catchers, right? Today is the top 20 catchers. And you both came up with a list, right?
Yeah, and then we're going to do top first baseman, like all the 9, and then pitchers, starting and reliever, and then the top 50 players in baseball.
Okay, but that won't be today. Today we're focusing on catchers, correct? Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Also, I have a question.
Go ahead.
When is the show going to be named? It says to be named later. When is later?
When somebody comes up with a good enough name. All right, so we're going to be doing the top 20 catchers, as we said, and
we can start off with 20.
Who's going to start? Who's going to start it?
I'll say the first. So at number 20, Alejandro Kirk.
Really, you got him at number 20?
Because he had a really good he had a pretty good season in 2022, but it's kind of like Jose Trevino. It was like a once in an all-star. Most likely it would be his best season in his career.
Okay, Enrico, who do you have as number 19 now?
Elias Diaz.
Elias Diaz, yeah.
So what was the reason behind putting him at 19?
Remember the All-Star game?
Right.
He hit that big home run. He was the All-Star MVP. Yeah, pretty clutch home run. But that was like his main highlight of the season. Possibly even you could say his main highlight of his career. But yeah, he's a decent defender, and he had a pretty good season. The second half, he didn't do very good. He was still in the first half. He was, you could say, one of the best catchers in the game. Like he made the All-Stars. And yeah.
Okay. I would think he might have went up a little sooner, but okay, a little higher on the mark. But okay, so who's number 18 then, Nick?
The Oakland Athletics catcher Shea Langoliers. He's like a young prospect. This is his rookie year. He's a power beast. He hit over 20 home runs. His average was a little low, but yeah, he's a pretty good defender.
All right, so Enrico, who do you have as 17 then?
Tyler Stevenson.
Tyler Stevenson at number 17. That seems about right to me. I'm not arguing with that one. But I had my Reds going to the World Series.
Yeah.
So hopefully he does really good this year.
But this is just like a list of it's a combination of how they did in 2023, how they did in their career, and how they are projected to do in 2024. So it's kind of like a combination of the three.
Okay, so where were we just up to? That was 17. Who's 16?
Yeah. I had him on my fantasy team until he got injured for the rest of the year, but he was pretty good. He's a rookie, Logan O'Hoppe.
For the Angels, right? Okay.
I really like him because I had him on my fantasy team. Then he got injured.
So he was doing really good up until the point where he got injured.
Not exactly really good, but was a front liner for one of the front liners for Rookie of the Year.
Enrico, who is number 15 on the list?
Luis Campusano.
So he hit over 300. This is kind of like his rookie season. He didn't play the full season, but he hit a few home runs and hit over 300. And yeah, it helped the Padres a lot. Because when the Padres almost came back to making the wild card.
It says he had a .319 batting average last year with 174 plate appearances.
Yeah, so he didn't play a lot because he came up, but when he came up, he would help the Padres. They went on a massive winning streak, and he helped them with many clutch home runs and many clutch hits.
Well, is he going to help the Padres out this year that they don't have Soto?
Yeah, he's a pretty good catcher. I mean, he's still young and needs a lot of work, but he could become a pretty good catcher.
Who's number 14 on our list, Enrico?
Gabriel Molino.
From Arizona.
He was part of the trade that I think the Blue Jays got absolutely ripped off in. Because the Blue Jays gave up Gabriel Moreno, who's top prospect, and they gave up Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
He's only got a .284 batting average. I shouldn't say only, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he didn't.
Not as high as a previous pick, okay. So who's next on our list, Enrico?
Cable Ruiz.
Of the Nationals, he's good. He's young, and he had a pretty good season where he kind of broke out, and I like Cable Ruiz.
260 batting average with 18 home runs last season.
Yeah, had a pretty good breakout season. Well, he's had good numbers in the past, but like since he's young, he kind of broke out this year.
Who's next, Mr. Enrico?
Mitch Garver.
Mitch Garver.
He's like a catcher DH, but since we're gonna put the DHs at their respective positions, he helped the Rangers win the World Series, like really helped in the postseason a lot, and he had a really good season, and he got kind of paid with the Mariners, like a lot of money, a decent amount of money. Yeah, he's on the Mariners now, and he's gonna be good. He's gonna mostly like 70% play DH, but he can also help Cal Raleigh get some off time as a catcher.
Okay, who's next?
Salvi.
Salvador Perez. Now, where is he now? Is he catching this year, or is he gonna play?
Well, he's like catching, DHing, first basing, kind of all that.
So he will be catching this year.
Yeah, a little. Also, fun fact: before I didn't really know anything about baseball, the Royals were my second favorite team, and Salvador Perez. Besides Aaron Judge, was my favorite player in baseball. That was like when I didn't really know a lot about baseball. I just knew that in 2021, Salvador Perez hit 48 home runs. But you could say he's kind of getting older, a little worse at fielding. So.
Well, 2021 was his highest home run season.
Yeah. 48.
And then he's back to like kind of being consistent, hitting in the 20s.
Yeah.
Low to mid 20s. So he's staying consistent.
Good about him.
Average and everything else has been pretty rock solid. And he was an all-star last year as well. So.
Wait, he wasn't all-star? Oh yeah, he was. Salvi. Also, okay, number 10, Enrico. You like him? Spill the beans.
Who's number 10? I can't see. It's too out of focus. What do you got?
Albie Dronaheim. He had 95 RBIs. I'm also sad that there's not a Yankee on this list.
No Yankees on this list. Yeah, so far the Yankees do not have a rock solid catcher this season.
All right, number 9 is Wilson Contreras. He was with the Cubs. He signed a Cardinals deal last year. Well, he was one of the best catchers in the league. Other rankings had him a little bit worse than I did, but I think he had a pretty good season offensively. But he's usually one of the best defenders also. But he was kind of getting blamed for the Cardinals' bad pitching this year, which so they sent a DH. So I guess that's why they had him a lot lower. I still think he's the 9th best. I still think he's definitely top 10. I think he could beat the next 2 or 3 people, but maybe he can prove it next year. All right, Enrico, say the next person.
Francisco Alvarez.
So you got a Met in your top 10, huh?
He was the number 1 prospect last year. He can hit for a lot of power. He's a pretty good defender. I would say it's a little bit of a push putting him at number 8. You could say it's a little bit of a push, but I think he was that good, and Enrico definitely thinks he was that good. So yeah.
So let's go to number 7.
Number 7 is Cal Raleigh. So 2 Mariners on this list.
Yeah, they got some solid people at the backstop. Okay, so let's go to number 6 then.
And then number 6, one of mine. I really liked him, even though he's on the team that I kind of hate. I really like Yanner Diaz, the Astros. 1, I had him on my fantasy, and 2, he had a really good season as a rookie, even though he didn't play in many games. He just used to work on his framing, and he could easily be the 4th best catcher in the game. He's really good.
If he can easily beat the 4th best catcher in the game, then why is he not the 4th best catcher according to your list?
Because you're still waiting for JT Realmuto to officially become worse and worse. Like he had you could say like a little bit of a down year, but we're still waiting for him to get officially a lot worse. And the fourth guy, he just had a really good season. And at number 5, Enrico, you're one of your favorite catchers, J-Tiro Amito.
Nicholas, why did you say JT Realmuto was, as you put it, sucky?
I never said that.
He's
I said
amazing.
that
He's Hemi.
he used to be the best catcher in the game, but he had a little bit of a down year. And I forgot how old he's 33 now. I mean, he's not like getting older. Like, I mean, he's getting older. Like, but he's not old, but like, I mean, I still believe in a bounce back. But it's just that there's these young catchers. Like, the next 4 people are like under 28 years old, I think. So the next 4 people are pretty young. So and Yana Diaz is young, Calrella is young, Alvarez is young. Like some young catchers are trying to take over.
Fair enough. Who's number? What are we up to? 4?
Yeah.
William Contreras.
Who's number 4?
William Contreras.
So he's probably. It's a little bit of a push putting him at 4, but like he had a pretty good season, and yeah, that's all I have to say about him.
So I have a feeling I know who number 3 is. Oh, maybe he's not number 3.
Then how about you spill the beans?
I don't know. I don't have the list. You guys made the list.
Why don't you make your guess? What do you think it is?
Well, I know somewhere on the top 3 has to be Will Smith.
Yeah, but is that who you think number 3 is?
I don't know. And then you still haven't said Andy Rushman. And then
So
I don't know who else you would have in the top 3.
So number 3 is the Atlanta Brave, former Athletic, Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy is your number 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay.
He did a little worse in the second half. I mean,
Yeah.
we're still waiting for his bat to like officially wake up, but he still is one of the best defenders in the league. He's that possible like 2-time platinum glove in his future.
So who do you have for number 2?
So number 2 is Will Smith. Will Smith, Abby Rushman is the best catcher.
Really? That is interesting. So let's see. Will Smith's WAR was 4.1. Rushman was 4.3.
Yeah, Abby Rushman. He's also pitchers. Pitchers love pitching to him.
All right, gentlemen, that's it.
Stop it.
Until next time. I see you, but I see him there. Little glitch. Oh, Enrico, you aged a lot after this episode. All right, till next time, gentlemen.